Maytag Gemini gas stove/oven trips GFI when plugged in. I replaced GFI and it did not help. I can plug other appliances into the reset receptacle without any problem.
Hello, and thank you for using this service. I'll be helping you with your problem today. The problem is that this oven is a gas oven. Gas cannot use a GFI plug because the spark module is set up that the spark goes out the ground, not the neutral line. That would cause the oven to think that it's shorting out. You will need to change the outlet to a standard not GFI outlet if you plan on using a gas stove. Please remember that when you are asked to give a rating, you are rating my service and not this website itself or the problem of your appliance.
Perhaps I should have been more clear. The actual receptacle the stove plugs into is not a GFI outlet. The trip GFI is, for lack of a better term, looped with a stove outlet.
That's still the same thing. If the outlet is looped in a GFI circuit, it's just like that outlet being a GFI outlet. If you want to use a gas oven, you must use a non-GFI circuit. In fact, the installation manual even tells you that you must have a non-GFI circuit which is dedicated only to the oven itself. Nothing else can plug in on the same circuit. There really is no way around this issue other than plugging the oven into something that has nothing to do with a GFI circuit. It's the same for any electronic ignition gas oven. Appliance Doc 41325.79533488843.
So is it just coincidental that plugging my oven in trips another GFI in my kitchen, or could I possibly have a bad stove outlet?
It's not coincidental. It sounds like your kitchen isn't wired properly and everything is running off the same circuit, yet a gas oven cannot run off a GFI circuit. You really need to get an electrician out there to run a separate outlet on a completely different breaker for the oven.
This stove has been in my kitchen for the last 8 years without any problem.
Then possibly just a bad outlet if it's not connected to the GFI circuit, but this is not going to be a problem with your oven if it's tripping your GFI. If you want to be 100% sure, run an extension cord to an outlet in another room that isn't on a GFI outlet. That will tell you if the issue is the outlet or circuit or whatnot. If it doesn't trip the circuit breaker on a normal outlet, your oven is not the problem and you need to call an electrician.
So just to clarify, if I run a cord to a non-GFI circuit and the stove works, then I should look at the stove outlet. If replacing the stove outlet does not solve the problem, then I should have an electrician take a look.
That is all correct. Now if you run the stove to a non-GFI outlet and it trips the breaker, then you know you have a problem with the oven, but I really wouldn't anticipate this being the case and you shouldn't worry about it unless this actually ends up being the case.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.